Hello everyone, it's your boys from the Dragon Radar podcast, Heeroh and Ajoten, and we are back again to do another rank video. And this time we're ranking every member of the Dragon team. Now, the Dragon team is, well, it's been pulled from a list I found online, if I'm honest. So yeah, everyone in this list...
Controversial, who isn't the Dragon team, but we're going with these guys.
Exactly, because you could list people like, I don't know, does Mr. Popo and Kami count as Dragon team? Does Beerus and Whis count as Dragon team? Maybe, maybe not, but they weren't on this list. I've copied this list that I found online, and this is what we're going to rank. So, let's get started. We're basing this all on characters, and if they're a good character, not just power levels, because we have some people who aren't even fighters in here, like Bulma. So,
yeah. Because there's the Z fighters who are the fighters. The Dragon teams include the support.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Exactly. So we're beginning things. It's all in alphabetical order. So up first is Android 17, who is a newer member to the team. He joined during Super, but he is a part of the team, so we can't ignore him.
Very sure.
Where do you think he goes, though?
So, I like 17. I like that he came back for Super, personally. I know it was quite a controversial choice for a lot of people, but I really enjoyed him in the Tournament of Power. I thought, obviously, he was very strong. And I also liked a lot of his one-liners and his personality during the tournament. I got some good laughs out of him. I really enjoyed his general, just the fact that he didn't play along the way everyone else did.
Yeah.
Like when you had Rivian and everybody during their transformations, he was happy to just attack them.
Yeah.
And he was just like, what? We're fighting for... Everyone else was just waiting. He was just like, we're literally fighting for our survival and we have like 40 minutes. Why am I waiting?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's just he was just deadpan, and he's got his one-liners and everything like that. And he's also a very strong fighter as well.
Surprisingly, it seems like he leveled up a lot just from being gone for a while. Now he's as strong as Goku, pretty much.
Protecting from poachers, yeah.
Yeah.
Really interesting movesets as well.
He does.
Had since the get-go, to be honest, since Z, he's always had, like, especially like his energy shell and everything like that, his energy barrier. I've always liked his movesets. I love his design. I love his outfits and things like that. I just like the way he looks in general. I love his voice actor as well.
Yeah.
And I think they just very much improved him when he came into Super. So I thought they took a good character, and I thought they gave him a much better personality in Super. Yeah. And he's obviously very strong as well. So for me, I think he's an A as of Super. I think he was a personality, but the strength puts him in A.
See, I was going to say B, just because he is a new member to the team. Of course, we're not going to judge that too harshly. I do like his attitude and everything. I do like his costumes, like you mentioned as well. I can't get past the giant power boost they gave him just because he was returned. They never explained how he's just so powerful now. Because he's on par with Goku when he fought him as like a test fight, and he was the winner of the Tournament of Power. And you can argue he only joined for the tournament.
Because we're so early on and we've got a lot of characters here, and I think for now we'll go with B, because I think the range we're gonna have to go through, I think that's what for B for now. I think it'll be very,
we can move all these around at the end if we decide to, but for now he's sticking in B. He's the first one in the list. But up next is his sister, Android 18.
Now I'll let you go first with this one.
Yeah, so
I know you were very fond of her in her villain arc.
Yeah,
I'll let you go first with 18.
Yeah, so as much as I was a fan of her as a villain, I also think she's great as a hero as well. She completely switches to the good side, I guess, when she marries Krillin. They have a kid, and she still has that same like personality that she had throughout the whole Android saga as well, where she's cocky and she knows she's strong and better than other people as well. and she's focused on herself and her family. Especially, you see that during the World Tournament where she gives the winner Hercule, but only if he gives her all of the money. So yeah, she's looking out for her family. She's not doing it for no reason, and she is a strong fighter. She is stronger than Krillin. She is the proud mama, and yeah, they're just a good couple, her and Krillin. And she's strong, and just like her brother 17, she's got the same attitude and has some funny one-liners as well throughout the Tournament of Power and during the Boo arc as well, I guess. So yeah, I think she's above 17 in that regard.
I agree with everything there. However, I think in terms of, I still think she would hit the B marker. However,
right,
purely because I think they've done her dirty by the fact that she has all of those positives that you've just said, and then they did what they did to Videl, that they had all those positive things for her, and they put her in the background.
That's
and
true.
They had all those things that they could have done for her, and then they backgrounded her. And like, she could have been a much stronger in the show character, and you don't see her much. So when she's there, she has all of these strong parts of her, and you see her as a strong character, and you see her as a strong mother, as a strong fighter, and everything like that. And then she just disappears again, and you just don't see her for episodes and episodes and episodes. So when she is there, she does have her strong moments and everything. Like in the Tournament of Power, she flexes, and it's great. Yeah, but then she disappears, and it's like, so during like all these things, like when Frieza turned up and everything like that, it was like there wasn't really a like. I think, was she actually there? Was she actually fighting? I can't even remember her fighting.
No, she was looking after Marin whilst Krillin went to fight.
She would have been better fighting than Krillin.
Yeah, she would have.
See, but you see what I mean? Like,
yeah, I understand.
Like the stories do her dirty, and I think that's what's really reduced her down, is the fact that the storyboards have done her dirty, which brings her down. So it's not necessarily her; it's the stories that took it away from her, that haven't allowed her to develop as much.
No, I have to agree. So yeah, I'm happy for her to go into B. I still think she probably is higher than 17, but yeah, they can probably both sit in B.
Yeah, I mean, we can move her up. We can move her up later, but I think if we'd been allowed to see more of her personally, I think she could be in a different tier to 17.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay. Well, moving on to the next person. Next up is Bulma, and straight away I'm going to say S tier.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
You agree? Yeah, let's move her up. Well, let's quickly just mention it anyway. I think the entire team as a whole wouldn't function without her. Nothing would get done. They probably would have died because of Frieza on Planet Namek. Well, they wouldn't have got to Planet Namek without her anyway. So yeah, even having the Dragon Balls during the Dragon Ball OG series, that's all thanks to her and her Dragon Radar. So
Goku,
she's an OG.
Yeah. Goku would still be living in the jungle.
Yeah.
Because the only reason Bulma even met Goku was because Bulma was carrying her Dragon Radar into the forest.
Exactly. Yep, she's been around since day one. She's rich, she's super smart, and she
created time machines.
Yeah.
Everything. Yeah.
So she might have caused Cell.
Yeah, true. But she is responsible for carrying so much of what has allowed the other Z Warriors Dragon team to be able to do what they can do. Yeah. So whilst they have finished off the bad guys, they wouldn't have been able to do that without her.
Exactly.
She is their crutch. So she is necessary. They would have lost without her.
She's an incredible character. She's been in since day one, and she's still a hugely important member of the team even now, even though she isn't a fighter and has never been a fighter in a fighting show. She has survived the entire time, so yeah, you've got to put her in S tier. There's no other place for her.
Has to be.
Yeah. But moving on, up next is someone who I'm putting in the opposite end of the spectrum, Chaozu.
Because he's never done anything.
Yeah. He was interesting in OG Dragon Ball because of his unique abilities, and then it just.
But he was a bad guy then.
He was a bad guy during that one arc, and
you can't even class him as a good guy when he was interesting.
Yeah. Ever since then, it's all went downhill. His shining moment is his death, and that's about it. He's never contributed to anything.
No. Yeah. So, like, the only time he was doing anything interesting when he was a bad guy. And even then, he lost, didn't he?
Yeah.
To Krillin?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he didn't do anything then. He becomes a good guy. He tries to blow up Nappa, fails. So he doesn't do anything good.
And then he's just in the background.
He just stands around and looks sad for the next forever.
The end sidekick. I guess he does defeat Goldo on King Kai's planet, but apart from that, he doesn't do anything else. And even then, that was kind of a bit of filler. Anyway, so yeah, it is what it is. Let's not spend too much time on him.
No.
Up next, though, is the other main female of Dragon Ball, and that is Chi-Chi. Now, I think she's a bit of an interesting one, but where do you think she should go?
Now, she's more useful than Chaozu because she actually feeds Goku. But
wow.
But I think this is more your territory as an OG character. In Super and Z, she's D tier, I would say. In OG, I would say it's probably more. I would get your take personally.
Yeah, so in OG, she was a character who came along as a kid, a bit of a love interest to Goku at the time. She was interesting because she was the complete polar opposite of Goku, but she fell for him straight away. And then when she returned, when they were all grown up, everyone was a bit shocked. She's a fighter, she can actually fight, they had a good tournament match, and then they got married. And that was all great. And if I was just ranking her as OG, I still wouldn't put her too high, I'd probably put her B. But, like you said, in Z, she turns into a background character. She's that nagging, annoying wife. She plays that role well, and that is what she's there for. And we don't really see too much else of her. She's trying to constantly stop Goku from training and doing anything. She just wants him to stay at home and be a good husband, which, fair enough, but for this show, not something you want to see.
No, true.
So yeah, she isn't D tier just because of her contributions during OG Dragon Ball. And there is some heartfelt moments in Super as well, where you see the whole family together. So I've got to say,
she was training Goten as well. To be fair,
yeah, a bit. So
I mean, she was devastated when he turned Super Saiyan, but she did still train. She did begin to train Goten when Goku wasn't around. So she did actually start to do something. So she has actually contributed something. So for that, I would maybe give her a C.
Yeah, I completely agree with C. I don't think she warrants any higher, but she doesn't warrant D, I don't think.
No.
Up next is Boo. So, he's again a bit of a newer member to the team, should we say. I think it's a bit hard to rank him because he is only here because of Mr. Satan.
True.
But Mr. Satan isn't really part of the team because he doesn't get involved in any of the fights. He gets Boo to do that, which is why it's not on this list.
If I'm right, he's only ever been in one fight as part of the Dragon team. Is that right? Is that the exhibition tournament?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he won.
He did. He's an extremely strong fighter, but as a character, he's
very weak. He actually, if anything, he almost screwed over the entire Dragon team. He's almost screwed over the entire universe.
That's true.
They had to go get Frieza because he went to sleep.
Yeah.
So if anything, they took away.
Yeah.
So while in the exhibition match, and nothing would have happened if he'd lost. He nearly screwed over the entire universe by falling asleep. So whilst he's a very strong fighter, so we need to point. So I would give him a lot of points for that. That's a big positive. He's incredibly unreliable. He's also not particularly engaging as a character.
He does have a few funny moments, though, you've got to admit. Like the time with Beerus when he steals all of the yogurt pots and then he just starts licking them all just so that Beerus couldn't have any. That was quite funny. When he buys ice cream and just gives the cashier all the money. It's quite funny as well. He does have his moments, but he's kind of limited due to his speech. They make him kind of childlike in a way. And yeah, he is a background character now, even though he is one of the strongest members of the team.
For me personally, I want to say C.
Yeah, I was also going to suggest C, so I'm happy for him to go in there.
I C,
yeah.
But yeah. I think we definitely, like, when we're putting people like 17 and 18, he's not on par with 18. No way.
No.
You just can't.
Exactly, yeah. So up next is Future Trunks, and we have two sets of Trunks here. We have Future Trunks and Kid Trunks. They count as separate characters because they're around in the timeline at the same time. So we're starting with Future Trunks first.
Right. So we've had Future Trunks in both Z and Super, so we'll have to consider them. So he's had a lot. He's been involved in quite a lot.
Yeah.
But if I was just considering him in Z, I think of him quite negatively. But
really? I would say the opposite.
Purely because later on in the saga, he becomes quite a lot of a background character, and he doesn't actually do a lot. However, in Super, he does a lot more.
Yeah.
So I would have took away from him ranking-wise if it was just Z, but he gains a lot more because of Super. Because you have to admit, by the end of Z, he's a nobody almost.
By the end, yes.
Yeah.
But the Cell Saga, which is some people's favourite sagas throughout all of Dragon Ball, is because of him. He comes along, he turns Super Saiyan, kills Frieza, introduces the androids as a concept, and, you know, tells everyone about Cell and the androids. And he is a main fighter throughout this entire arc, especially the starting stages. He's one of, maybe, well, apart from Goku, the strongest person in the team at the time. He's stronger than Vegeta, he's stronger than Gohan until Gohan gets, well, until near the end of the saga, I guess. But at the time, he is like the second strongest there, and he's a pivotal part of Dragon Ball Z throughout that entire arc. And then, as you mentioned in Super, the Goku Black arc is all based around him as well, and he plays a huge role in that.
He definitely plays a much, I would say, plays a much more important role in Super, and with, I think they do him. I feel like whilst he is strong in Z, you forget because of the writing, and he becomes basically, in my eyes, when I think of Future Trunks and Z, he is to me a messenger boy. He comes. He comes in, kills Frieza, he says some androids are coming, and then he meets Vegeta, and he goes on the Hyperbolic Time Chamber, and he meets Cell, and there's some exposition to say, actually, I happen to be stronger than my dad, I'm just not saying it because I don't want to hurt his feelings, but it's not really shown, it just happens to be said. There's no real, like, it's never really shown at any point for the most part, other than when he blasts Vegeta off to stop him interrupting, but that's it really. If you think about it, he doesn't actually do anything really, does he, other than him saying it?
Kind of. I agree.
The writing betrays him, and then he slowly, as Goku then takes over to do his one-on-one with Cell, with Perfect Cell, and then we learn, and then it turns out it's actually Gohan. Trunks falls more and more into the background, and more and more just one of the background characters. So it's a disservice to Trunks. So whilst we know he is strong, it's because we're told he's strong. Whereas in Super, we know he's strong, and we know he's there, and we know he's important because the writing is done correctly, and it's done properly, and he's always there, and that's why he's much more prevalent to me in Super, and that's why I like Future Trunks in Super, and I don't rate him as much in Z.
Yeah, I mostly agree with that. I think he is a major character in Z up until Perfect Cell. Even when the androids are still around, he's a very important role throughout the arc until they're absorbed. And then once Perfect Cell is around, yes, he does kind of fall in the background a bit. But, like you mentioned, in Super, he is the main role, and that entire Goku Black arc is my favourite arc of Super, and Trunks is my favourite character. And yeah, he has some heart-wrenching moments with Mai, with Bulma as well, and when he goes back to the present, like, well, not present, but back to Goku and Vegeta's universe, and meets Gohan as an adult. And you know, he's like at Gohan's family home, just looking around and stuff, and it's like all emotional because he's meeting his master who passed away. He gets to see him again, and it's just an incredible arc. You see him fighting, you see him, you know, in agony and stuff as well, and it's just great all around. Incredible character. Do I think he's S tier? No, but I'm more than happy for him to be A.
Yeah, I think some of the most emotional moments, despite my feelings about Trunks, for me, from some of the most emotional have been in Future Trunks, such as him returning to his own timeline and killing 17 and 18.
Yeah.
Is one of my favorite scenes in Dragon Ball Z. Strangely enough, like I said, I've just said he's, despite me disliking him as that particular character, it is one of the best scenes when he screams, "This is for Gohan." It's chills moment. I love it. So yeah, for that, I agree that he is very strong. He is prevalent when he's done right. I just think at times they do let him down very badly. But no, because of how they then built him up and did him properly in Super, I'll agree that he's in A.
Yeah. Okay, so let's move him into A. And next on the list is Gohan. Now, the picture is of Teen Gohan, but we're counting Gohan as a whole throughout all of Dragon Ball. That's just the picture I chose, but never mind that. This is a tough one as well, because I think it is almost too easy to just put him in S.
Yes, it is.
But does he really deserve to be there?
It's hard because he's always been there. It's like if you ask me about Saiyan Saga Gohan, I'd be like, no. In no way, shape, or form would I put him there. Like Saiyan Saga Gohan to me, or is like a C, and like Namek Saga is B, and it's like it just like it takes so long to build up, and I think it's
only like, in the Cell Saga where he kind of becomes well written and people actually enjoy him more. Like, yes, he's around the Frieza Saga like you mentioned, but I don't think he was anyone's favourite at that point when watching. He was definitely a secondary character, and he gets more exposure just for being Goku's son. But does he really do anything that stands out to make him so loved up until the Cell Saga? Not really.
And I think, like, even before, when he walked into the hyperbolic time chamber, I didn't love him that much as a character. He was still a lost little kid. And I understood why. Like, he was scared, and that made perfect sense. That's why his change was so pivotal and so important, and that's why it had the change that it had. But then again, after Cell, when he went to college and everything like that, and he started having that change and he started becoming his own person, I liked that.
I loved it.
Like that. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of. I don't really like Saiyaman.
Nope, I love him. I love him.
I know you do. But I do like the fact that he's a person who chose his own path and he became a scholar. It is a cliche in that he's just like, we have our characters in this show who are the warriors and everyone like that. We've got Vegeta, we've got Goku and everyone like that. We've got our warriors who are following that path. So to have someone who is this super powerful warrior, the strongest of these characters in this show is Gohan. Yeah, if Gohan had stayed the path and just 4, it has been built up in this show and it has been said that he would be the strongest. Yeah, Z's told us that. But he didn't do that, and that's why he's not, and that's why Goku is. But he chose not to do that, and that's why Gohan's interesting.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
and I like that.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, Saiyaman, even though controversially not a lot of people like that because a lot of people just want fight. I love Family Man Gohan. I think it's great that he went a completely opposite route. I love the Saiyaman stuff, the whole goofy side of Gohan coming out, maybe because he was scarred by the Ginyu Force as a kid. But Family Man Gohan as well, protecting Videl during the Boo arc when she's getting beat up and stuff. During Super as well, where he's just completely given up on fighting. He's skinny. He's completely went into the dad mode. And he wants to be with his family and that's it. He doesn't want to train anymore. I love all of that. I completely love Gohan as an adult. But as a kid, I wasn't really much of a fan until the end of the Cell Saga, if I'm honest. That's why, I feel like a lot of people love Gohan as a character because of the Cell Saga. But as a whole, I just don't know if I can really put him in S. I just don't know. I'm not sure. He is really strong and he's one of my favourite characters as well. But it's like...
It feels early Gohan drags him down too much.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's just he has a lot of depth to him. Later Gohan has a lot of depth.
He does. And I love that.
Yeah.
But early Gohan is just a background character that I wasn't interested in until the Cell arc, which is halfway through Dragon Ball Z.
I genuinely disliked early Gohan.
Yeah.
I genuinely disliked him.
Exactly.
We will put him A for now, and we'll come back. We'll come back to him.
I was going to say he would either be very top of A or very bottom of S.
We shall come back to him.
Yeah, he can sit in A for now. But up next is Goku.
Son Goku.
Yeah. And I think, S.
Yeah, we have to. He's too strong.
He is.
Boy's too strong. Even if you hated him, you have to. You don't have a choice. He's the lead. He's the monkey boy of adventure. He is the protagonist of Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Imagine we didn't. This would be the most downvoted video in the history of video.
Exactly. And I know that some people don't like Goku, or maybe if not that they don't like him, they're just not he's not people's favorite characters, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But he is the main character, and he is the leader of the team pretty much. Yeah. And because of him and Bulma, they're the ones who started the team as a whole. It's just them two together. And right now, you can say that those two are the only ones in S. So yeah, I think we don't even really need to discuss Goku too much. There's nothing that really drags him down, apart from maybe the Tournament of Power being all his fault. Yeah. But apart from that,
I mean, he causes a lot of problems. I mean, he stayed dead at the end of Z because he was the one that caused all the problems. I mean, he is the most powerful Saiyan at the minute. Well, you can argue the whole Broly thing. But yeah, I mean, he always is. He always ends up the most powerful one. He's ludicrously powerful. He always wins.
Yeah.
He always breaks through his barriers. He's just so powerful.
Yeah.
And from a power standpoint, it's just you can't not put him in S.
Exactly. So yeah, I don't want to spend too much time on him. I think it's too obvious. So up next is his second son, Goten. I kind of want to put him low.
Yeah, I want to go C.
I was also thinking C. I don't think he's trashed yet because he does have his few moments. But again, as a singular character, I don't know. I would say most of his moments are when he's paired with Kid Trunks as well.
But he can turn Super Saiyan, and he was able to turn Super Saiyan at an incredibly young age.
Yeah, the youngest Super Saiyan ever.
Yeah. So I think the thing is it's like he's not trash. He's not D. He's definitely not D. I do not like him as a character. He's a very annoying character. Like I get that he's a tiny kid, and so he's going to be annoying. But the thing is, he can turn Super Saiyan and he can batter people.
It's true.
And
so I guess since Kid Trunks is next on the list anyway, we'll kind of mention both of them at the same time. Get two done at once. But when those two are together, I always kind of prefer Kid Trunks anyway. He takes the lead because he's slightly older than Goten. And he is like the leader of the pair. He's the one who's making the decisions, and Trunks
kind of reels them in as well.
Yeah, Trunks like is slightly stronger than Goten as well, because Goten has admitted that Trunks is slightly stronger. So yeah, they're kind of almost equals pretty much, but you know, I think Trunks gets the edge out of the two. But again, I wouldn't really put them in different tiers either. I would say they're both probably C's.
Yeah. The thing is, I don't particularly like the personalities. I mean, they kind of grate on me as characters, but it is understandable. I mean, they are kids.
Yeah.
But they do tend to present. They are quite strong for their age. That's not to be sniffed at. Like people like Chaozu, in a comparison in power levels, like you can't put them on the same level.
No.
Yeah, like definitely more powerful. Yeah. So I 100% think they're C's.
Yeah, and I agree with that. So moving on, up next is Krillin. It's Krillin time. Looking at the list, Krillin again has been around since day one. Well, not quite day one, but almost day one. He was the first person to join the team after Bulma, I guess. He's always been there. He's always been loyal. He's been in every single arc in some way or another. But he isn't the strongest. And
basically make him sound like an old dog. He's always been there.
It's true, but also the Cell Saga could have ended a lot earlier if he just pressed the buzzer and Android 18 died.
He's very tactically smart. Well, I'd say that, and you've literally just said how he's not. From a fighting standpoint, though, he is very technically smart.
Yeah.
He's not a dumb fighter. For his weakness, he does know how to fight, but he's not strong.
Yeah. I'm thinking A.
Nah.
No.
No way. Not a chance.
Wow. I was thinking
can you justify an A?
Just because he is, especially, let's take a saga by saga, and in the Saiyan saga, he's the one that, is there at the end of the fight between Goku and Vegeta. He's the one who tries to kill Vegeta at the end when he's wide open. He survives Nappa and Vegeta's attack when other people died, like Piccolo and Tien and Chaozu. He's one of the people who goes to Namek. So he's around for that whole lot.
He doesn't come back from Namek.
Well, he doesn't come back in One Piece, at least, anyway. But yeah, he's around in that arc because he's so important, and he's not going to pass up this opportunity.
He literally dooms the world in the following arc.
He does. Oh, man.
Like he's I mean, like, I understand what you're saying with Ozark. He's not strong. He is tactically smart in a fight. Okay, that is a big no-no in what he did in that cell. The cell, that is really bad. Yeah. That's Vegeta bad. That. Yeah. Right. That's really bad. And he's compared to some of the people in this list, he is incredibly weak. Like, I think B. I think he has to be B.
Oh, I feel bad. Like when I first thought about it, I think he could be S, he could be A, but probably A. And we're putting him in B. When we were saying earlier that 18 might be an A, it's like I kind of would rate Krillin higher than 18 if I'm honest, just because he's been around for longer. But okay, we'll stick him in B. I'll swallow it for now and just accept it. But
to be fair, I've given you future Trunks.
That's true. Fair enough. But I mean, Trunks definitely deserves to be an A. But yeah, I just think Krillin should be alongside him.
I think due to the lack of his power level and the cell issue. Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on. Up next is Master Roshi. Because we both know he's extremely important, especially in OG Dragon Ball and the shaping of who Goku is today. But he does take a backseat throughout Z and Super, I guess. He does do a little bit here and there in Super, but for the most part of Z, he's kind of just taking a backseat.
So, see, to be honest, I was going to give him props for Super.
Yeah.
I think for who he is and for what his expectations are in Super as a character.
They brought him back.
Yeah. He got a lot of props, even from Beerus, for Super.
Yeah, the career revival of Master Roshi.
Yeah, like, it was a full-on, like, in OG, he is such an important character. Like, you could argue it's S tier in OG.
I would say that,
Yeah. Like, I think you can just outright agree he was S tier. Yeah, on OG. How important he is to Goku and Krillin, everything like that. And then in Z, they just dropped Z, if that. Yeah. Like, he was just a pervy old man who did nothing.
Yeah, he has no memorable moments to me. I don't think he had a single fight during Dragon Ball Z.
No. He's literally just, he's pervy fella.
Yeah, and he didn't teach anyone throughout Z because everyone moved on from that point. Like, they weren't being taught by Master Roshi at this point. So, yeah, he doesn't get involved in any fights. He's there as a background character just for fan support, fan whatever. Like, just giving him, letting the fans like him more, I guess, by him still being there. But he does nothing throughout Z, really. And Super, they brought him back in a good way.
And he did really well in the fights in Resurrection F. And he did really well in the fights, very interesting. The tournament, he had some excellent scenes. The best moment of
Super. Yeah, 100%.
He belonged to him. To him outright. I think they ruined it a little bit at the end by not letting him die.
Yeah, they should have kept him dead. Man.
So I think they did him dirty.
He's too popular to die.
So I think he's minimum of B. Minimum.
I'm gonna have to say B. I can't put him higher.
Yeah.
Just because of his lack of involvement during Z. And I love Master Roshi in OG Dragon Ball. But if my memory got blanked and I watched Dragon Ball now for the first time all the way through, I would probably hate him. Just because times have changed since the first time I watched it, and he is just a pervy old man who would never ever be allowed on TV if it was to air for the first time today. So yeah, I've got to put him B. I feel bad about that almost, but Krillin's in there and he deserves to be higher, so he can sit alongside Krillin. He can't be higher than Krillin. No way. He just can't.
I think that they're very similar characters in nature, I think, in a way. Because they're both OGs, in a way, so yeah.
Yeah. Up next, though, is Pan, and we have her in this list because she is technically a Dragon Warrior, well, a Dragon Team member because of GT, even though GT is technically not canon, but she's in this list anyway because of her time in GT. D tier?
Yeah, just D. I was literally just waiting for you to finish the sentence just so I can say like D.
Yeah. I hate her in Dragon Ball. Well, in GT, I think she's terrible. I think she's annoying. I get it. They wanted a new character as a kind of main in GT, and I understand why they did that. You know, they put Goku as a kid again just to change things up a bit. They had Pan as a main character for quite a long time as well, alongside Trunks, which is fine. But she just didn't click. She didn't click for me.
She was just childish and overconfident, and she was always just getting in trouble and making things worse. And she literally just always made problems. and just made all the situations she was in worse, and she was just a bad character.
Yeah.
And I don't like it, and she's not obviously, and obviously from a show standpoint, she's not strong. She doesn't have particularly good power levels or anything like that. There's nothing. She doesn't really have any saving graces about her as a character, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You can't really judge her based on the upcoming film, because it's clear from the trailer that she's going to have power levels and things like that. The film's not released yet, so we can't really comment on that.
Yeah.
In Super, she's still a baby, so again, whilst we see that she has some sort of power, she's still too young for us to be able to tell. So we can only go off what we know from GT.
And the canon Pan is different to the GT Pan anyway, so she's kind of her own separate character. But GT Pan beat, and that's all we've got to base her off, because she isn't around for anything else. So yeah, she's stuck there. But we needed someone else to be alongside Chaozu's, and she is the perfect fit. So yeah, we're down to the final 5, and up next is Piccolo.
Piccolo, the boy.
I kind of want to put him in S. I kind of really do.
I kind of do. I don't.
Oh man, because I'm looking at the list. And
right. He's strong for a non-Saiyan. He's strong.
Yeah.
Yep. Right. He's tactically very sound.
Yeah.
Yep. He has good abilities, and he's a great babysitter.
Poor guy. He's got fashion sense as well, you know, when he's post-boy Piccolo. He knows how to colour match. He's got
a great backstory.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
We see a lot of his character development throughout Z, meeting other Namekians for the first time, fusing with Nail and Kami. Being Gohan's teacher, like you mentioned already.
I love his and Gohan's relationship.
Chemistry. Yeah.
I think it's great.
Yeah.
It's sad that you say that about two characters who, when one of them has a totally different person who's a father, and you know they're involved. But no, I love their chemistry. I think it's absolutely fantastic.
I mean, Piccolo's only like 3-4 years older than Gohan anyway. You've got to remember that, even though he seems a lot older, but he's not.
He's very tactically sound. I think he's been involved in some great fights. I very much like Piccolo as a character, just in general. I think he's very funny as well.
Yeah.
I think he has some great one-liners and things like that. I like him as a character, and I think he's strong. And I think, he's had some kills as well.
He's had a few kills, yeah.
Yeah, he's actually
very few people to kill Goku.
yeah. He got the first big baddie kill in Z as well.
Raditz, yeah.
Yeah, he was the one that killed Babidi as well. Yeah.
His self-sacrifice moment to Nappa is a hugely memorable moment. Do we just put him in S? Do we?
I think I want to, yeah.
Yeah, I think we have to. I think he deserves S. I'm trying to think, is there anything that brings him down? And honestly, I can't really think. He's always been around as a support secondary character, but
I think literally the thing that's bringing him down is the strength of the main characters.
Yeah,
that's what people are. That's the main. That would be people's main comparisons. Or Goku and Vegeta are stronger, but this isn't just about that. It's like, but these people are stronger than Bulma. That's not what it's about.
Yeah, exactly. It's not about that.
Yeah,
it's about his character, and he is an incredible character, and his strength levels are still great anyway. His dynamics between the other characters that he interacts with are great, and there's not been a moment where he's really messed up. I can't think of anything. I really can't. I'm struggling to think right now if there was anything he did.
Something brutal that we're forgetting, where he's like really messed up.
I mean, he blew up the moon, I guess, but
Yeah.
that came back. So
It's fine. It just came back.
Yeah. He's always been on hand to fight.
Yeah.
He's never backed down.
He went toe to toe with Fraser for a while as well.
He did. He did. He's never been scared of death. And, I mean, he has died as well. So, yeah. I'm happy with him being S.
And I enjoyed his fight with 17 as well.
Yeah, that was also great.
And he's been stronger than Vegeta at one point. Vegeta didn't like that.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm fine with him in S.
Yeah.
I'm fine with him in S.
I'd say he's the strongest supporting character.
Oh yeah.
Bar Bulma.
100%. So up next, after Piccolo, is Tien. So, ooh, really? I was gonna say C. Just because
What's he done?
of his involvement during the Cell Saga. His fight with Cell was incredible. I really, really liked it.
He has that one moment where he blasts him into the ground. That was really cool. But otherwise, the only good stuff he's done is villain stuff. You know I'm right. You like him from OG, and you know I'm right.
That's true. But also, I guess I kind of did like his mini filler episodes in Super as well with his dojo, and I thought that was pretty cool. He has his moments in the Tournament of Power as well, even though throughout the majority of fights, his specific fights are largely forgettable, but he is part of the team and he gets a few eliminations before eliminating himself.
Does he get more than one?
I think he gets 2, doesn't he?
He eliminates the sniper.
Yeah, he gets rid of someone.
Form.
Yeah, and then he like self-suicides whilst holding on to someone else to...
Is that not the sniper?
Is it? Maybe he only eliminates 1. I thought he got 2. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think he only got 1 because that's why everyone kind of mocks him, because it's like, yeah, she got more than you.
Yeah, fair enough. Maybe it was 1. Maybe I'm forgetting that. But I think his techniques are great.
I did enjoy the Cell thing. I think it was hardcore that he held Cell back for so long.
Yeah,
I'll give him that.
Yeah, I think he's better than Chaozu and he's better than Pan. Like if we're putting Chi-Chi in C, I can't say he does less than Chi-Chi.
Okay. I'll give C. I'll give him C. I'll let him have C.
Yeah.
He's not great though. He's a better villain than he is a good guy.
Yeah, I agree, and he is a definite background character now, and I think he's fine to stay there. There's no reason to make him anything more than what he is when we have so many other more interesting characters than him. So yeah, I think he's fine where he is. Up next is Vegeta. I don't think he's S.
I hate that I agree.
I'm even contemplating, is he really an A?
Yes, he's an A.
Is he though?
Yes.
Let's think about it for a minute. All of his things that he's done. He isn't a good guy throughout the Saiyan saga. He kinda isn't even part of the team throughout the Frieza saga. In the Cell saga, he makes a lot of mistakes. He allows Cell to power up. He's one of the reasons why Cell gets the perfect Cell in the first place, because he allows Cell to absorb 18. And then, you know, he turns evil again during the Boo arc for a long time. He does have incredible moments towards the end of that, you know, his self-sacrifice, proving he's a good guy after all. But, you know, he is evil for a lot of that arc as well. And in Super, yes, I agree. In Super, he's fully hero, good guy throughout all of Super. That's great. But for Z, I wouldn't put him in S. Definitely not. I would say B as a hero. And I'm tempted to just put him in B overall. I can't put him in S. I can't.
I agree with not S. I think because of all the mistakes he made in for the Dragon team. I think in terms of the Dragon team, if I was just saying a character, I would say he's S. For the Dragon
Oh
team,
yeah, 100%.
I would say he's not S. No.
No, I wouldn't put him on level with Trunks and
Super,
Gohan.
I think he's an A because he made a lot of mistakes in Z because he was finding himself, and he made a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
He did go through an atonement to kill himself to try and rectify it.
Mm-hmm.
He also then gave himself to Kid Buu so that Goku could get the time to create the Spirit Bomb.
Yeah.
So he kind of gave himself up twice.
Yeah.
And then in Super, he has completely turned himself around as a character.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah. He is more of a family man and a better person than Goku.
100%. Yeah, I agree with that. I love him in Super. I think he's an incredible character in Super. And if I was rating him just on Super, I would probably say S.
Yeah.
But I can't rate him on just Super.
Yeah. But this is why I'm saying he's not B.
Hmm.
This is why I think he's A. Because he has entirely changed himself as a person. Yeah. He's taken on Kaba. He was willing to give up all of his training and everything like that because he refused to leave Bulma.
Yeah.
She was born.
That my Bulma! Incredible.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he literally took on a god of destruction, regardless of how he knew that he would die. Like, and he whooped him a bit.
Yeah.
A bit.
A bit.
He became stronger than Goku purely because of his love for her, which is impressive.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. He's turned it around. He's become a good person in Super. And he's strong. He's a very strong fighter as well.
Yeah, he is. Of course. Yeah, he's the second strongest, arguably.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely the second strongest on the Dragon Warrior. Well, the Dragon team.
Yeah, and also he, as of the anime, as of the end of the Tournament of Power, he has finally accepted that he's no longer going to follow the path of Goku. And if that is the case, then there's never the risk of
Competition.
the whole Martian incident happening again. Because he's now going to follow his own path to find his own strength. Yeah. And that's so he's going Super Duper Blue. I refuse to call it anything. I like Super Duper Blue. It's what I call it.
Ultra Ego.
No, it's Super Duper Blue.
It's not even blue, it's purple.
Yeah, whatever. Super Duper Blue. So, to me, despite all the mistakes of him finding himself throughout Z, I think there were plenty episodes and plenty arcs of him turning himself around and all of the things that happened within Super helped him to bring himself back. I think Kaba and the entire family man that he became, as well as his strength and all of his other fighting abilities and benefits, to make him an A.
Fair enough. I'm fine with him going in there, but I do think Trunks and Gohan are above him.
Fair.
So,
But I think I kind of agree that he's B. That's just violation.
Fair enough. I'm happy with Vegeta and A.
You're just salty about Krillin.
We'll get to that at the end. But up next, anyway, we have two left. We have Yajirobe, and I think Yajirobe is an easy choice for D tier.
For D?
Yeah. He has very few moments throughout the OG series where he doesn't really do much. I mean, I guess he eats tambourine. Actually, was it tambourine? I think he does. He cooks and eats tambourine. But
he cut off Vegeta's tail.
He did cut off Vegeta's tail.
He carried Goku to Karin's tower.
This is true, but that's it. That's it. He hasn't done anything else. He is the Bean Daddy. He sits on Karin's tower with Karin, and he isn't even a secondary character anymore. He's way in the background, forgotten about.
Okay.
So yeah,
I suppose you've had those odd moments, but I'd say he's high D. He's teetering on C, but it's not quite enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's down in D, and the final person on the list is Yamcha.
I don't even think he's worth putting in the list. Just leave him.
Oh, how dare you! Wow. I mean, my initial thoughts are C. Yeah, he's not D.
No, he's not D.
He does have his moments. He's a fun character.
If it was OG, I think he would have got a.
Yeah, I think if I was basing just on OG, you'd be A-ish.
He'll be, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think the more time comes, the more he drops off.
Yeah, unfortunately. And I love him as a character as well. I think he's funny. I think he's unique. He has some great abilities. He's just not really used as much because they've made him a weak character, which is a shame. But
I mean, he had a great episode in the Chomper baseball episode.
Mm-hmm.
It was a fantastic episode for him.
Yeah, his standout moment.
But literally, that is all he's had since in Super Anzi. That's his only.
Pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
Since OG, that is his only time, and that's kind of a violation. Like for two entire shows, that's pretty bad for someone who was such a big character since OG.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Like literally, all that's happened is he's pretty much been cheated on, like since OG.
Yeah, for an alien planet invader, but
killed him.
Yeah, killed him. Yeah, and his ex was still like, yeah, I'm gonna.
In fact, didn't even kill him; just had him killed by a little green alien. Like it's pretty bad. So yeah, unfortunately, I would have to say C because he did kill Sadman and everything like that in Z. That was pretty much his moment.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't warrant him into a B because of just how quiet he's been since.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I'm happy for Yamcha to be in C, and this is our current list. And when I'm looking at it, I kind of agree. I'm happy with it. Apart from Krillin, I still think he's A tier. Let's face it. Let's compare him to Vegeta. We've said that Vegeta did so many bad things throughout Z, and he made it up in Super, so that's why he's in A. Krillin did one bad thing in Z, but throughout OG, Dragon Ball, and Super, he's still been good. He did one bad thing.
It's not just that though. It's how weak he is as a character.
Yeah.
Like physically, like power level weak. Like literally, how many characters on there could absolutely demolish him?
Oh yeah, I don't disagree with that. But as a character and as part of the team, I mean, it's similar to Piccolo. You know, all of the Saiyans and this entire list could be Piccolo probably, but Piccolo's in S.
See, because I would say, because the thing is, 17 and 18 going up against Piccolo, Piccolo's earned his place, not just on that, it's on other things. Like, Piccolo has it based on, tactical mastery and things like that, whereas I wouldn't say he has that.
No.
Krillin doesn't have that. Yeah, he's been there and he's loyal and he's your boy and he's always been around.
Yeah.
He's always been by Goku's side, but in a tournament he's clever. He beat Gohan in the tournament of power pre-match, because he solar flared him, and cut the ground from under him, so it was clever. But that was in a tournament setting, 1-on-1. So that was clever. But in an actual fight, that's not going to do anything. He's very bound, he's very restricted. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh, fair enough. I mean, yeah, looking at the list. Fine. I'll concede defeat. But everyone else, I'm happy with their positions, if I'm honest. I think, I agree with where everyone is. And it's pretty well split, if you think about it. 3, 3, 4, 6, 3. That's fine.
I was expecting, when it came to the Dragon team, I was expecting a lot of B's and C's, I think. Yeah. But I'm definitely not surprised about the Bulma choice.
No, not at all. I'm very happy with our top tier. I think all three deserve to be there, and I'm happy with them. I think, if we're both in agreement, I think we can wrap up there. We can
Yeah.
lock it in. I'm sorry, Krillin fans. I tried. But he is where he is. And that's where we're going to wrap up this video. So if you have any disagreements with our list, please leave comments down below telling us that we're idiots and we should have done something different. If you're agreeing that Krillin should have went higher, don't blame me.
So many people are going to not be happy about that Vegeta thing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Vegeta as well. A lot of people will probably expect Vegeta to be S tier just by default. Same with Gohan potentially as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like it up, subscribe down below if you haven't already. And other than that, we will see you all next time.
Yeah.